Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another video. If you are new, please consider subscribing because there's a lot more videos to make. There's a lot more content and stuff for you guys to see. In today's video, we are going to be starting on that BMW right there. I will drop a link below for the pickup video of that car. It was purchased as a theft recovery or vandalism. I think it was theft recovery. I bought it from an insurance company. The rear window is either busted or it's not there. I haven't looked at it because it has tape, and just in case it rains, I don't want water to get in there. But I do have a new window regulator on the way. It should be here in a few days. But right now we are going to Gresham Auto Wrecking, and hopefully they have a black BMW door and a few other minor pieces that I need to get this rebuild started and on its way. I sold off all of my trucks and I just took delivery of this thing yesterday. 50,000 miles, 09 Pontiac Vibe. Has some damage. Should be a clean title though. There's the damage right here. Took it through the car wash. Now it looks super nice and clean. Interior was also pretty clean. So we're using this Chariot for today's errands.
A few moments later.
Made it to Gresham Auto Wrecking, and if you guys see that, VVR Motors, the place I'm in now is where they used to be. So I don't know who it is, I've never met him, but maybe it's time to meet VVR Motors, the people who were where I am now. Let's go find Fred. Okay, Fred is gonna come out, help me out, but look at that guys, 328. This is an 08, but this is the door I need. So, and it's a push button start, which I don't need, but this door should be like literally everything I need. So, we'll see once Fred gets out. Would you guys look at that? It fits! And I got myself a driver door. Ooh, there's a spider and that thing's alive. One second guys, I can't let it lay eggs here or do something weird. Okay, we took care of that. Okay. Now, buckle up and head out.
A few moments later.
This car is a champ. I'm gonna leave the door and everything inside of it. BMW is right there. Gotta do some stuff, and then I'll probably take the door to my house and come back another day when I have all the parts and I'm ready to actually work on it. But at least this video is started. We are starting to get parts for it, and I think before we know it, it's gonna be ready to go and it's gonna go to a new home.
Several days later.
Got the BMW to my house. It actually runs really well. There's no rattles, no like mechanical issues. This was a little bit annoying for the 10-mile drive. The car is absolutely filthy, like disgusting. It has a tire pressure light on and then a brake light on, which I'll have to see, but motor sounds healthy. What I'm gonna do is actually peel all this off now because I have room in the garage, and then I could start taking a look at if it's actually a window regulator or it needs glass. Something tells me it probably needs glass since this was a theft recovery. And then I'm gonna clean out carefully everything that's inside the interior, being mindful that there could be needles inside, and I guess we'll see how it goes and slowly start putting this thing together. Nice and clean. Let's see if I could find glass in there. Where the heck would it be? I almost want to say no, I cannot find glass. You guys hear that? It tries, but nothing happens. So I will actually have to just pull all of this apart and see what's going on in there. Not the first BMW, not the last. Now off video, I'm gonna take all this junk out. If I find something interesting, I will show it to you guys. Not necessarily cool, but honestly, I like buying cars, like theft recovery cars, because I like finding stuff. Like I have nearly 2 full rolls of garbage bags. It's pretty awesome because I do use them often, but this should last me for a few months. So, thank you BMW. Okay guys, it's not really a garbage bag. It looks like a body bag. This thing is huge. Like, look at Sophia's size. And this garbage bag is bigger than hers. It's like a commercial size or something. Dang. New hood struts installed. Old ones can go bye-bye. Continuing to clean it. Well, I got an unpleasant surprise. This door doesn't open. So, yeah. Boy oh boy, I did one of these before. On a older model 5 Series, it was a pain. To pretty much take out the seats in the back to get enough room to take this panel off. So it looks like I'll probably have to do that on this one. With this wonderful tool, with that end, I got 4 of these out. They were sitting right here. Now we get to slide them on this piece. Let's see, same size. So essentially like this, so they stay in place. I couldn't just slide it on because this end is thicker and then it gets narrow, and then it's opposite for these two. So it's thicker on this end and then thinner on this one, I guess, so that it doesn't move back and forth once it's finally installed. There we go. Now my goal is to install this one or put it back into place, and it slides under this one. Of course I'll need 2 hands, and then essentially it'll go in right here, and then we could put the hood release on and then tighten it with a screw. I'm assuming it's one of these screws here. There we go. Now from up here, we want to get this trim on the outside. There we go. Just so that it looks better, it sits better, just as it should, and a little bit more up here. There we go. Now find the screw, put it in here, and get the hood latch on. All done. So now I just have to see if I have this cover. If not, then oh well, no cover it is. So I think this section is more or less kind of done. Hey, little spider. Okay, now I need to do this part right here because it's flimsy, but I see 2 screws are out. I'm assuming it's gonna be this one right here. I'm gonna try with my screwdriver and resume. Oh, final step. There we go. Looks like it's nice and snug now. Let me go grab the key, make sure everything works. What the? See, this is why we check it, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like the angle is off. Yup. Okay, well, we're gonna try again. Guys, this is bizarre, look. And it doesn't go in any further. Like, I literally came here on this car. Open now, I just locked the steering wheel. I drove this car just now, and now the key won't go in. I did nothing. Wow, looks like we might have something. There we go. Well, that was really weird. Okay, so I got this installed and the key works. So I think we might be a-okay now. Now I am working on the door. So I got this part out, I got the electrical connection. Terrible lighting, I apologize, but now I'm working on this bolt, and then there's one right here, and the door should essentially slide off. Really cool design. It's almost like a, you know, house or apartment door type of deal, but this one's actually like a screw. So we'll see how well it's gonna go for me. Door is off. There it is. So now I get to connect this one. So that one wasn't too difficult, but it's always easier to take it off than put it back on, so. And I'm the only one doing this, so we'll see how much I struggle. Alrighty, so I got the door in. I did struggle, not with this one, but the bottom one. This one I got in fairly easy, Bottom one I struggled with. The electrical connection was good and this was fairly easy. So now what I have to do is take this panel off, put it on this one, and then basically make sure everything works. Windows, door, and honestly this side door is done, and then the fun part is going to be figuring out how to open this door and I guess figure out what the issue is, and I still don't know if it has glass or not. So yeah, this is the toughest part of this project, I feel like. I mean, honestly guys, everything else, look, a few hours of work, for the most part the car is pretty much complete. Here's where I'm at. Took off the trim panel, took off this trim panel that covers the mirror. Now I'll be undoing the mirror, putting it on here, starting to basically put everything back together. Ladies and gentlemen, I do believe I am done. Okay, let's see. Sweet. Oh, that one's down already. Sweet. Now let's see if the mirror works. Wait. How about that one? That one doesn't work either. Huh. So, maybe I got the connection points wrong. Try number 2. Maybe the car needs to be started, or at least ignition. There it is. There they are. Nice. Okay, so I did mix up the wiring on the back end, so that's fixed. Final check. Sweet. We could roll that up, down. Oh, bummer. It needs to be reset. Look at that. It's only going up little by little. Okay, anyways, I'll do that off video. Okay, what's left to do on this thing? Battery seems to be good from the driving I did. It has a few fault codes, like brake. Now it has a steering wheel lock, which I read is low voltage, and I tried to jump start it. Had a hard time jump starting, just because it's been sitting for like 4 weeks or so. But alternator works, because clearly I have power now, and I've been working on this thing for a few hours now. It definitely needs a detail, which I will not be doing, as in I'll take it in somewhere so they detail it for me. What else? Just I think the rear door right there. Rear door and a few fault codes. And then we'll see about the battery. Actually, the other thing is this windshield right here. I will need to replace it. So yeah, windshield, figure out what's going on with the rear left door, detail. This car is done. Kind of thought it would be, I guess, harder, but I don't know. The last time I did that job, I struggled, and I haven't done it on this body style, so yeah, we'll see how it's gonna go. And I forget to check one of the most important things. Perfect. Perfect. So now I have a working driver's door. Let's actually check it from the inside. Sweet. I am done for now. I have other plans for today, so I will resume this another day, and we're gonna tackle the rear door.
Several days later.
Today is a new day, and we get to start on this and see if I could figure it out and get this darn door opened. But I think the procedure to this I will do in a separate video just for time's sake. So if you guys want to see that video, I will drop the link below. I got this far, so I took everything apart. As you guys can see, rear seats are out. Basically, I mean, everything is out. So now I just have to figure out why it doesn't want to work. Because everything engages, but the door doesn't want to open. So I'm assuming there's a sticky lock right here. Guys, and just like that, got the door opened. So there's a little plastic piece right there, if you'll see it. So you see this one moves up and down. So there's this plastic piece. I'll try to drop arrows. You basically have to move it up. So I moved it up from the top a little bit, as much as I could right here. And then I pushed this up, and then from the bottom, I pushed it all the way. And then from the outside, I guess you could do it from the inside, pulled on the door handle and it opened. So there we go. And there's just too many wires and whatnot, so got it to work. Now my only thing is, actually let's try it. If I lock this door with the key, okay, locked, okay, yep, daggone actuator is bad. Oh, that's a bummer, because I really don't like to replace those. I have big hands, big fingers, and those areas are usually so tight that I genuinely struggle. But I don't know of many people who want to buy a car where a door doesn't open. I know I don't. So in order to make it right, I'm gonna order a new part, wait for it to come in, and then we're gonna resume. But at least I'm making progress. Oh, the other thing is that I can do, once I open it, I do have glass in here, and it was the window regulator that went out because I do see a snapped wire. So I guess while we wait for the door actuator, lock actuator, we can actually replace the window regulator. So much stuff to do on this car. Here's our problem, what I'm suspecting, which is pretty common. This metal, I don't even know what to call it, basically snaps or breaks. I see it looks like it came out right here. And then essentially the motor works, but you know, it's not really pulling on anything. So we have glass all the way at the bottom. Now I'm thinking, do I want to maybe connect the power and raise the glass all the way up? Maybe that's going to be a little bit easier for me to replace the internal components. But here's our new part. Very simple. So I guess we're gonna see how difficult this one is. I've done a few of them on BMWs and various German cars, and all of them are different. Isn't it funny that I say, maybe I should roll up this window, it'll be easier to replace it, when the reason why I'm replacing it is because the window doesn't roll up. Too early. We need a 10mm and a T25 to remove this nut, this nut, this nut, and then looks like 3 T25 screws. So the goal is to take out this motor assembly here that will expose essentially just the raw window regulator, and then we will remove the 3 nuts and try to, actually we should be able to lift the window up after that and then disconnect it from the bottom. Well, this is a pickle. Look at that. At this angle it doesn't go in, so I might have to undo the 10mm nuts and then lower it a little bit so I could get to that last T25. See that angle? No bueno. Just as I suspected, you see all of that chewed up wire? That's basically what happens, and then it gets stuck, and the motor isn't able to do its job to lift up and down the window, so it basically gets stuck. So not the first one, not the last one. There's the old assembly. Window is holding up on its own, but we do have glass in here and it is not shattered. So now we're gonna slide this in like so, and then position it upright, and then have the glass sit on the bottom piece. But I'm gonna use 2 hands for this. Since I got that more or less positioned, I am going to put the motor back in and get that connected. The new stuff is in, everything is nice and snug. Now you just have to feed this glass down to this plastic bracket, which this one is clearly busted up. Well guys, look at that. Oh, looks like it's getting stuck over here. Okay, watch. See that play in the glass? And it basically goes down, and it goes down this way, and when it goes up, it basically hits a little bit here, and it thinks that there's a hand in the way, so it doesn't apply a lot of pressure, and for safety it goes back down. So now I just have to figure out how to get this glass to stay. Here's what I'm thinking. Since this rubber right here is pretty jacked up, it's basically closing up too much here, and as soon as the window tries to go up, it thinks that it's gonna squish a hand or something, so it goes back down. So honestly, I don't really have a workaround for it. So I think for the time being, I'm gonna leave it as is. And then maybe once the door actuator, the lock actuator comes in, maybe think of something then. But for now, project is on pause. It's gonna take about a week for the actuator to come in, but more or less, guys, pretty much everything else is kind of done. I'll have to take a look at some of the fault codes that the car has. Not check engine, but like other codes. And I'm assuming most of them are triggered by a low battery because it was completely dead from sitting. And now there's like steering wheel lock that I see, tire pressure monitoring light. I don't think that one will go away because this one has different wheels. Has 335 wheels and the car is at 328. So I think maybe something off with the sensors. They're thinking that the car is running on flats. So anyways, for this portion, I think we're gonna pause it and I'm gonna move on to another project for another video.
Several days later.
Would you guys look at that? It's been parked in here for about a week and I didn't start it, and it started on its own. So we do have a good battery. It just needs to be driven a little bit. So clearly video is continuing and we get to work on that darn lock that I was not really looking forward to, but it has to be done. That's kind of the last big piece before we could actually complete it. Here's my setup. We got guests over. I don't want to trouble them. I mean, not my guests, wife's guests. So I'll be kind of working like this. Was not planning on doing a separate video on this, so honestly, this is just how it's gonna be.
A few moments later.
I think I'm done. That wasn't too difficult. Okay, so that works. Now we gotta grab this key and do the ultimate test. Lock it. Oh, good. Okay guys, it's done. Now I get to enjoy myself and put everything back together. And done, guys. This car is done. Interior's put together. Chloe's ready to go on a ride. Now look at this whack job. I don't even know what the heck is going on here. They were both like this, so I got new ones. I'm hoping they will fit and work with no issues. We're gonna find out very shortly. Honestly, this is the first time I've ever encountered windshield wipers like this. But look at that. You just slide the new ones on, clip them in, and put them down like this. Take off this protective film thing, and then put them down, and that's it. This is probably the easiest windshield wiper replacement I have ever done. Oh man, I am filthy dirty. So clearly it still has a few issues, but for the most part, guys, the car's complete. Windows work, doors work, it runs and drives. So the battery was dead when I picked it up from the lot. And this being a BMW, it is very common due to low voltage to have electronic issues in various codes. So it's kind of like a false positive. Mechanically though, the car runs good. It doesn't overheat. Like I said before, it's been sitting in the garage for a little bit now, and battery holds charge. So we'll see what else I'll need to do on this car. Of course, I want to get it up to the best it can be in order to sell it and, you know, send it off to a home in good faith.
Several days later.
I am so ready to get this BMW done. When I picked it up, I called it. It was gonna be the longest, hardest project from the 3 cars that I purchased that day. and boy has it. So I am about to pull up to Gresham Auto Wrecking, and I'm gonna pick up the seatbelt like retractor thing, because I don't know if I told you guys or not, but I was running errands in the BMW and I put my seatbelt on, and then like I moved like this and it popped out, and now the seatbelt doesn't go in, so the darn thing is like stuck.
Several days later.
And the BMW is back from the detail shop, so they don't really do a lot of outside cleaning. So if you guys will see, you know, things like this I'll have to finish up, but interior looks pretty darn good, nearly new. So still need a few things to do. Replace that buckle right there, clean up all of this, and that's it. Honestly, I'm just gonna sell it as is. It has a fault for the secondary air pump, which I will not be replacing. Aside from that, I mean, mechanically, engine and transmission work flawlessly, makes excellent power. So I'm not really looking to spend any more time on this car. I just want to sell it, pull my money out, and move on to something else. As for this video, this is gonna be it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining. I'll see you guys in another video.